Okay, welcome to NerdVine, where I promised last episode it was about to get a little chaotic. If I didn't promise that, I meant to. Assuming I can count, last episode was the 25th video, so at this point I'm really feeling fairly good that we have covered a decent amount of the basics. So to recap, we have talked about how to taste wine, that was the 7 S's, and I know it was fairly brief, some of the more popular and or well-known grape varieties, pairing wine and food, and of course, France. So originally my plan and schedule that I have referenced in the past had been to start to cover the world area by area. That's how most traditional classes do it at any rate. I thought that's how I would do it. The only catch is that with my wine collection, I have a lot of wines that I really need to drink because they are starting to push past their prime drinking time. A tough problem to have, I know. But the issue for organizing the episodes is that it's not like it's all my Italian wines starting to go or all my Spanish wines that need to be drunk. It's lots of different wines from a lot of different places. So we are going to jet set around the world in order of the wines I need to drink while they are still enjoyable. Plus, we'll still do a few timed episodes for holidays and whatnot. So hence, let the chaos begin with, honestly, a slightly chaotic wine. Okay, it's not really chaotic, but there are a few grapes in the world that kind of live double lives, dual identities. And I'm not even talking like Pinot Gris versus Pinot Grigio, which is pretty simple. The Monastrell variety is also known as Mourvèdre. I think the only real competitor for a grape with two even more different names might be Primitivo, which it turns out is actually just Zinfandel. Or maybe it's Zinfandel that's Primitivo. Either way, the confusion of Monastrell or Mourvèdre was personally compounded by me. Because when I had my first one, I wasn't super into wine knowledge yet. I was just super into drinking wine. And I had a Jumilla, which I probably am still mispronouncing, so I have this video. If it plays. Jumilla. Okay. Well, I had that, and being not a geography buff, I thought that was the name of the wine. So it took me a little while to learn that Jumilla is actually a town in Murcia, Spain, which is here, so Spain, France, Murcia. And at 38 degrees, 47 minutes north, it's just on the warmer half of the 30 to 50 degree band for wine growing in the northern hemisphere. When it's going by its alter ego Mourvèdre, Monastrell is grown here-ish, so you can imagine the expressions are somewhat different. Just because that's the warmer area of France doesn't mean it holds a candle to southern Spain. Anyway, once I got myself sorted out, I obviously needed to learn a little more about the grape. So when it's Mourvèdre in France, it's the M in GSM, which we discussed in the Rhone video and I believe the last video, and it, along with Syrah, bring the spiciness to complement the Grenache's fruitiness. On its own, in Spain, Monastrell is big, bold, and dark. Think dark plum, black licorice, blackberry, tobacco, black pepper. It's dark, it's spicy, it's sexy, it's tannic, it's alcoholic, it's full-bodied. This wine can really knock your socks off and leave you a little breathless. As for the particular Monastrell I have today, Chopo only makes a few wines, and they are all Monastrell based. So this one with the zebra label is just Monastrell 100%, but they also make one, it's like a couple people hugging. That's a Monastrell Syrah blend, one of a guy on an old-fashioned bike with like the big wheel and the little wheel. That's a Monastrell Cab Sauv blend, and they also make a Monastrell Rosé that I definitely want to try because I'm so curious how this grape would fare without like time on the skin. So anyway, I couldn't find a ton on the Chopo winery, although both websites and the back say, made with organic grapes. That doesn't actually make it an organic wine, which we'll address in a someday video, but obviously I love that. It's a little more common in the old world. They don't necessarily say organic, but frequently the wines or the grapes are more organic than in the New World. I did find a stats sheet that kind of reminds me of that Pinot that we had from Australia, and I think it's been translated from Spanish and possibly not well translated. It says, the soil consists of a poor mixture. The soil of Jumilla is actually pretty good. It's stony enough on the top layers to drain well, but then sandy enough to retain moisture and resist phylloxera. This does, however, say that the grapes are harvested by hand, which I think is pretty cool, and then fermented in cement and aged in oak. 5 to 6 months in barrels of American and French oak. Fun vinification choices all around. So again, we'll definitely do a video about vinification when I eventually make that, but enough of that, so let's drink. This is also, by the way, yes, ooh, the fact sheet says 14. The bottle says 14.2. So using our 7 S's, I've already seen this. I'm swirling it. I'm sniffing it. It just smells dark. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's a very dark wine. And it is big and bold and spicy. I am going to say black plum, blackberry. I don't know if I'm getting the licorice. By licorice, we're talking like anise, almost a fennel thing, not Twizzlers aren't licorice. We're talking about black. I do get a spiciness that now I want to go use my scent kit and see kind of what I'm getting. But suffice to say, if you are looking for a big and bold wine, this is a great choice. This will not disappoint. So cheers to our Monastrell and its, restrained twin sibling, the Mourvèdre. Just go try some and let me know how you like it.